Good afternoon, everyone, my friends. I hope you're doing well. My name is Eric Croft with Command Your Legacy, former PT struggler, 50-pound weight loss success story, and also a cancer survivor. 2 years now. Actually just went on to my doctor today, which good report. Everything is great. Continue to be cancer free. So life is good because of that. Thank you very much for joining me. Been going through a series of choices, talking about choices, the choices we have in life. My pastor put this on me from a message that I hear from him, so I'm relaying it to you and putting it into my own perspective and showing you how, walking you through how this has impacted my life and the things that have happened in my life and how I'm applying these as well. And I hope that you do the same throughout this series that I've relayed to you from my pastor, Pastor Craig Rochelle, which awesome guy, amazing speaker, amazing motivator, somebody that really speaks truth and life into everybody that he touches, no matter what. So I encourage you to follow him, Craig Rochelle, great man, and his family as well. Through this process, I've talked to you about different things, right, for choices in life. The first thing we went through was you always have a choice in everything you do. No matter what, you always have a choice. Choices in what path you want to actually take, and it's actually going to lead into today's as well, because it's that path. It's that what choice do you want to make? The next thing we talked about was you have experience from your previous struggles throughout life to draw from, things that you have done and experienced and pulled and overcome throughout your struggles. You can pull back in the current struggle you may be in, or one you may face in the future, because face it, we're all going to have a struggle no matter what. We may have multiple struggles throughout life. I know I have. Former PT struggler, I was struggling getting through my PT, and meeting the Army standards of ensuring that I was able to pass the PT test. Caveat to that was also, or to add on to that, was also dropping enough weight to get off the scale to where I could get away from that tape. So I didn't have to have that worry, anxiety of having to be taped. And because I lost that 50 pounds in creating a disciplined life, a lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, that it generated a way for me to increase my career, increase my path, and don't have to worry about PT anymore, because it's become a part of my life. It's become my discipline. It is a non-negotiable that I've created. And then after that, we talked about you have the capacity to make a plan. You have the ability within yourself to plan things out when you are faced with a struggle. There are ways that you can just draw from those experiences and put it down in writing and create small obtainable goals to reach your big goal, whatever that big goal may be. Break it down to where it's more obtainable. And then at the same time, with that, you can draw on your circle, those people that are around you, the people that lift you up and increase you and not decrease you, that give you the ability to provide strength and power in order to overcome, no matter what it is you may face. And then we took it into the control you actually have in your struggle, or anything that you have throughout life that you have the ability to control. You choose what to control, right? You can control everything around you. For the most part, there are things that you cannot control, but those things you can control, you choose not to control them, and they control you. Just like with my cancer, I could not control that I had cancer, that I was diagnosed with cancer. That is God's will and God's opportunity for Him to provide a way for me to relay to you that you can find control within your decisions of the outcome and how you go forward. And I made the decision with my cancer, after having 2 major surgeries, to recover from that. I could control how I was going to pull my way out. And I would not allow that struggle that I was going through to control me. I controlled it. And then we talked about the important over the urgent. Things that pull you. Little things, the stuff that pull you away from those things that are more important to you. And that stuff pulls you away, distracting you from what's important, which creates urgency later on. So if you have not seen that part of the video, please go back and watch. Today we're just going to talk about the discipline over the regret. We we end up becoming the sum total of our decisions, right? In the end, we become the sum total. Whatever we decide is what our outcome is, right? No matter what. Pain will always be experienced through life, no matter what. We are always experienced with pain one way or another. Right now, life is unbelievable for me personally, and I hope the same for you. But there may be pain that you may be experiencing. So it is what you control throughout your choices in order to reduce and alleviate that pain. You've got to create discipline. It's a couple small examples. You get a parking ticket, right? You get that parking ticket, you know that you've got two choices. Pay for it or not. Choose the discipline to pay for it now, or live with the regret of having to take time out of your life, because you've already took time to get pulled over in the first place because you got a ticket, or you got a parking ticket, whatever the ticket the case may be. But choose through the pain of having to go to court, having to fight it, unless it's a legit. I mean, by all means, go to court if it's legit. You need to fight it. But if it's something that you just, what's the pain you choose? Pain of the short term, right now, let's just get it over with and go forward, or long-term pain, knowing anxiety and thinking that you've got to go to court to go pay this thing, right, and have to go through the pain of that. Another thing is with my surgery, the discipline that I know, that I had to create discipline to do the things that I know that I needed to do. I needed to do it right. I needed to create the discipline on my recovery, because I knew the first day out of that out of my surgery, that I was going to have to create an action plan, pull those people around me, create discipline to put myself back in action by drawing off that experience from losing the weight, 50 pounds or 50 plus pounds, and gaining abilities in my PT to overcome that PT test, and to drop that weight and to drop the two uniform sizes down from an extra large to a small. I had to create that discipline again. And I knew in my mind, if I didn't create that discipline, I would regret it later, because it was going to be much, much harder later if I did not create that discipline. And, so it comes into the unhealthy habits too. You think about that. Many people go through diets and fads and different things that they do to possibly become healthier, or with the intentions to become healthier. The discipline is good up front, but because it may not work, they may fall off, right? So then they live with the regret of falling off and not being able to follow through, and then they end up saying it didn't work and blame everything else, and the story from behind that. But then they end up with the regret of not staying disciplined through the process and seeing it through. Like today I was telling you, I went to my doctor, and this comes into the discipline. A couple of days ago, I went to a neurologist. I had blood work a week prior. Like I always do, every 2 months I go in, because I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary. I'm on every 2 months seeing my doctor, so I had to go see my neurologist. They took my blood pressure and hit my weight. I had to jump on the scale. A couple days ago, I weighed 187.3, 0.9, something like that. Blood pressure is like 122, which is good. It's really, really good. A couple days later than today, went and saw my oncologist. Blood pressure, weight was at 183, 182.9, something like that. So I dropped 4 or 5 pounds within a couple of days. Blood pressure was at 119. So it was been the discipline within just a couple of days, and maintaining discipline and what I'm doing through my eating habits and my workouts, that my stress stays reduced. My blood pressure's not up and boiling. I'm able to maintain weight. I go up and down several pounds here and there, because it was later in the day when I was weighed the other day versus this morning. I was weighed in the morning. So, there's a little bit of fluctuation there. But it's the discipline that's been created, right? So what is discipline actually? It is choosing what you want now over what you want most. What is it you want now? Yeah, you want to lose the weight now. Okay, but guess what? It's not going to happen overnight. You've got to create that discipline over what you want most. You want to get out of debt. It's not going to happen overnight. You've got to generate action plan and a way forward to get out of debt, because it's not going to happen overnight. So what you choose now is going to create what happens in the future. So don't put yourself into a situation where you're going to create regret. You know, you have to strip everything which hinders us to win. Because of that discipline and choosing what we want now, and not being disciplined and choosing what we not want now, we have to strip all that away. We have to strip away those choices. It's hard to do. It's very tough. There's two questions that you can actually ask yourself. Okay, what do you want most in your life? What is it that you want most? Healthier lifestyle, debt, new car, friendship, something like that. Two, what do you need to choose at this moment right now, or at that moment that you understand that you need to create discipline somewhere in some area of your life? What do you need to do at that moment to achieve what you want most? Ask yourself those two questions. The discipline is what is hard. And you will tell yourself, this discipline thing is just so hard, I just can't do it. That's what the difficulty is what will make you want to turn away only later to have regret. The difficulty is what will make you want to turn away only later to have the regret. You know, which pain are you willing to endure? The discipline of the here and now and sticking with it and pushing forward, or the pain of regret later because you didn't stick with that discipline? You know, which one are you willing to choose? You know, I say bred's not the right word. We are conditioned, it's a good word to do it, as undisciplined people. We want the society that we live in now creates this, I want it now. And we have a hard time waiting for things to come up, to come into play, to come into action. You know, we struggle. We just had that. We struggle with that I want it now mentality. I could have lost 50 pounds. I could not have lost the 50 pounds without the discipline that I created. I could not have recovered from my surgery without the discipline I created for the recovery. I wouldn't not been able to get over my PT and overcome my PT struggles without the discipline that I created. You know, and we're wired to take the shorter distance, no matter what, the way society creates us. You know, Pastor Craig puts it in this way, and it's a great analogy. You know, you talk about you walk out your front door. You want nice grass, right? You walk out your front door and you want nice grass. You want a nice yard. You want to make it all pretty. You want to make sure it's pretty and be the highlight of the neighborhood, right? But you want to get to the side. You want to get to the street. The shortest distance to the street is through the yard, right? Versus the long, difficult path. Excuse me, had a phone call. Anyways, the more difficult path is around the sidewalk and around the grass to the yard, to the street, right? And that's where the discipline comes in. If you go through the yard continuously, taking the shorter path always, your yard's going to wear a path in it and it's not going to look nice. You're not going to have the nice yard that you dream of. But by using that discipline of going around using the sidewalk to the street will create a nice yard. And you will not wear down a path as you walk through it. So that is a good example of discipline, to stay away from the shorter path and see the longer path take shape and form and create what you need in life. You know, understand that your biggest possible regret will be that you do not do something now to achieve what you want most. Your biggest possible regret in life could be that you do not do something now to achieve what you want most. You know, my biggest takeaway and hope for you is that you do not live a life with regret. Do the things that you want most and put the effort and opportunity into it. Choose to take care of your body, relationships, and your career, and to where you don't look back later and say, I regret. Go to a nursing home and talk to those people about what's the one thing you regret most in life, and listen. Listen to what those people have to say. Do not take the opportunity to do now to create what you want most in life and achieve what you want most. I hope this is something that's been of value for you today. And that is something you can share and provide to somebody that may need to hear this. And I hope you take the opportunity to implement discipline in areas of your life where you know you need to create discipline in order to keep from having the regret later. Again, I guess I'm a popular guy. So again, share this, provide it to somebody that could hear it today and that could use it. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.